All right, morning legends. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Nucleus. Today we're going to look at a line-out strike play by the Reds versus the Western Force in Super Rugby. So I'm going to play this clip through. My apologies, there's not sound to it. But let's have a look at what they do at full pace, and then we'll break down some key things to look at and how they set up their attack to manipulate the defense. Like great ball movement, everything at pace, beautiful try. So let's now break it down and kind of just see some of the key things that they've done to manipulate the defense to set this up. So the first thing you want to notice is with their lineup setup or their lineout setup is they're going for a 6+1. So they have six forwards and the plus one is, what you can consider the nine. Now, what happens there is now that forces the Western Force to match their numbers. I want you to focus on number two. That's the key movement guy in this whole lineout. The one thing I would have changed from a defensive standpoint is I probably would have swapped my hooker and my nine, having my hooker cover this vacuum, which is always a very crucial area to cover on the field, especially in this area on the field. So I have my hooker and my nine swap around so they can cover that vacuum. So when I talk about the vacuum, that's from the back side of the line out to the inside shoulder of the first attacker. Usually that's an area that players would like to manipulate or at least attack into to manipulate the defense. So just one little change I would have made. Obviously, that's up for discussion, but that's my personal preference. So as you can see, is they're trying to set up a what you call a fake maul that comes off the top to that number two player that we highlighted earlier in the video. And he has a great little flat ball to number 12. Now, number 12 obviously has various options with a tip to 13. You can also go at the back to 11, and if 11 can tip it to 10, right? In this instance, what they're trying to do is, I'm not sure if this is on purpose or whether the 13's line wasn't effective. Um, if you wanted to actually get it out to the winger, the 13's line should have been a little bit more faster. But in this instance, I'm thinking, and I might be wrong, they are trying to set up or at least create some traffic in that zone by creating a confusion by whether that's going to be out the back or whether that's going to be contact and a ruck is set. And what that does is it actually sets the players and gives them some space. Now, key thing to see right here is that they've now made contact. They're assuming that there's going to be, creating that traffic that's going to disrupt the defense. There's a bit of an underfold by these two players, and it's the ball out the back to the winger coming through. And as you can see, they made contact. There's a beautiful little pop out the back. And what we have now is an underfold. We have contact or traffic that was happening in that channel. So that delayed the defense a little bit. And then they created a massive gap between the two defenders for the winger to exploit. And he runs a beautiful line, creating a great try by the Reds. So if you look at the back angle from this, you can kind of see how they manipulated that with the traffic right there, sucking in some of the defenders. We clearly have an underfold by both of these players. The one of the wide players sucked in to kind of help with that contact, and that created that massive gap for the winger to exploit. So beautiful try by the Western Force. By the Reds on manipulating the Force's defense. So do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting more of these videos, and see you guys later.